What's that shirt you got on, Joe?
Sandlot. It's an old baseball movie.
Is that new?
I bought it off of Whatnot, which is a really good app to check out. I got it for £1. I got an absolute bargain. I think this shirt's worth about 50 quid. I got it for £1.
That's nuts. You should sell it on, Joe.
I might. I'm thinking about it. I see it when we take. I might wear it to Florida and see if any baseball fans bought it. Quite a rare one. I can't find it.
Have you seen the film?
I watched it. I watched it when I was a kid. I think it came out in like 80s or 80s, maybe. It might be on it.
Is it as good or better than Little Giants?
Oh, it's probably along the same line.
Is it the same sort of like thing?
Yeah, similar. Like a bunch of kids.
Is it a kid?
Yeah, it's like
kids.
Yeah, it's a bunch of kids that find a little sandlot.
Decent. I like that. Everyone else, welcome back to episode 64. Scott's absolutely tuned out of this convo. I don't know why. But we are the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat became the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, absolutely smash that subscribe button.
Hit it hard.
And anywhere and wherever you're listening to us, just subscribe or follow, whatever it's called.
I wonder how many people listen on the...
Oh,
9%. I mean, they're not going to listen to the whole thing unless it's a really bad one.
A bad episode, or...
They're like, this episode's a shit, so I'm going to take a shit.
I obviously what went down in the group chat today, I let you into my little predicament that I had, but I think I got another predicament. I think my shower's too hot because I'm red.
Ding, ding, ding! He's just realised he showers too hot. I mean, I'm involved in this podcast with two people that have a shower that takes off a layer of skin.
Not so much these.
Nah,
You both come out like I went with Kieran and he was little red after his shower. Like he looked like he had taken off 3 or 4 layers, and he was walking towards me like eyes wide open. I was like, "What's happening?"
Eyes wide open.
I think Alex is a bit of a hot shower guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't like it when you don't understand why I shower before the podcast, do you?
No, because I think we all look our worst directly after a shower.
Oh god, yeah. Oh,
but I feel fresh and cleansed.
As long as you feel good. Don't worry about the 900 people watching.
All I have in my head when I do that at yours, and we do our in-person ones that we do every once in a while, is the Bane thing, and it's like, or maybe he's wondering why you shower before not going out, like not being around anyone.
Yeah. I love it when you gave up on that. And then he went, not going out in that.
Yeah.
No, I just think showering right before you're going live on YouTube is honestly mad. I'm having a shower directly after this before we do a stream. So that's that's probably similar.
I mean, I wouldn't even shower outside.
So you put so you put more stock in the Peppercorn sports cars. Is that what you're saying?
I'd say I put less stock because if you've been listening, which again, this is your problem when you go on dates, is I said it's not good to shower before you go on screen. So
I
technically,
can't believe you're making me.
I put this one first by not showering, and then I shower for that. Don't do that phase. This is why he can't hold down a relationship, because he must do that in relationships when they're trying to explain stuff. He's a big mansplainer.
No.
Yeah, he loves mansplaining.
Wow.
Seen him do it. He does it in public. I've seen him do it in public in like stores.
You're making, oh my God, just to random people. You're making me undateable? Is that what you want?
Yeah, you
just want me to be alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we talked about it last week, but you're scaling your interest in activity. And I mean, you sent me an Instagram this week where he was excited about someone scheduling intimacy.
Oh,
so it was an ideal weekend, and that sounded like an ideal weekend.
Christian Bale said this in the mid-90s, and look what happened to him. Not getting it, are you?
No,
it's absolutely fine. We won't go back.
American Psycho. Is that what we're going to? No,
no. I'm not annoyed at that. I mean, you're right. So the fact you said no and then instantly got it right, like that is so annoying. You're like, I don't know where you're going, American Psycho. And why did you do that to us? Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing he would have. And if you've watched I watched that film recently. That is weird.
I haven't watched it recently.
Yeah, I haven't watched it at all.
Yeah, don't. I honestly think don't.
I think I've watched the Mila Kunis one more than that one.
Yeah, we have talked about this before, I know. Before Bruno starts getting like, starting to go, we've talked about this.
A quick note on mansplaining as well.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Too much mansplaining.
What have you done now, Joe?
Too much mansplaining, at least X.
That's a country song.
That was what
Write it, Joe.
That's what was going on in my head.
Yeah, well, we've learned a lot about you.
Write it.
Guys, it's too hot to wear this hat.
And speaking of country songs and top tier country artists, I still can't get over
MGK.
It's been over a week, and I still can't get over the fact that Taylor Swift was booed at the Super Bowl. Still can't get over it.
Yeah, I know. It almost feels fresh.
Yeah.
That seems to be a thing online that people.
They're taking it way too seriously.
Yeah, I think anyone that was connected to the Chiefs got booed at that Super Bowl.
She's part of it now.
Yeah,
she made herself part of it. She did that to herself.
I'll say this, and I don't like I kind of like making this comparison, but also don't like making this comparison. Philadelphia Eagles are like the Liverpool of America.
Yeah, I know they are.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a blue collar working town.
Yeah,
but when they come out, they come out in force.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like they come out, they sing. Yeah. They're loud. They take over.
Suddenly, you see all the Eagles fans. Yeah,
yeah.
They're obnoxious.
They're unbearable.
Idiots.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's all kind of similar. They have a couple players that you're like, I like that guy.
Yeah.
But overall, you don't really like them.
The general vibe of this. The general vibe of this Eagles.
I know.
It's fire. Right.
And their fans just come out of the woodwork
when they're winning.
Now and again.
When they're winning.
Yes.
You've got to grease the polls.
The most NFL fans I've seen over here
are Eagles.
Eagles fans.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to little Bruce in Liverpool, because I bet he's going to be all in the group chat when they lift the Premier League.
He'll definitely have a shirt on and a libation in his hand, and he'll say, "Let's go." Do you know what annoys me? If he said, "Let's go the Reds," I'd be like, "All right." If he said, "Let's go Liverpool," I'd be right. If he writes, "You'll never walk alone" in abbreviation,
he will
with the full stop between each one, that will get me. That will wind me up.
He will. Hey. But hey, he's in his Six Nations era at the moment. Okay, so we got a few weeks left, and then it will be the Liverpool talk.
Yeah, and I'll say this: shout out to Wales Rugby; they're doing great stuff for them. I think they perform top tier.
Yeah.
I've not seen a second of the Six Nations. Joe and we were explaining it. Joe and I were at that show, and they were watching it. I didn't know that was Six Nations. What rugby?
Yeah, it just pops up, doesn't it?
I didn't even know it was Six Nations. I should have known because of the amount of blue jeans and brown loafers I've seen.
Yeah.
And, people saying this is a real sport, or they just say men randomly.
Yeah, men.
Yeah.
Men. Yeah.
But the problem with rugby is it's super unentertaining. That's, I think, the big issue with the sport. Is it's just trash.
I've tried.
I think I've tried as well. I've really tried. It's like olives. You got to really try. And even though you now like it, you don't.
Not really.
Nah.
Go ahead.
You just don't get. You just don't get like top tier quality sport. That's all that you don't get. You don't appreciate it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
That is fine. You're right.
You're very simple human being, so it's fine.
We got some sponsors today. TBA Wrestling on SeatGeek. That was get back at you. Renee, could you just do that read for us for T?
This podcast is brought to our friends at SeatGeek. Use promo code TBA Wrestling at SeatGeek for 20% off your first purchase.
I'll say this as well. Can we talk a little bit about? We'll get back to the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl needs to be kind of like a topic. But while we're on it, the kind of I want to talk a bit of wrestling, a little bit of rebranding, that kind of. Je ne sais quoi. And I know there's not many people that listen to this podcast that I think are like, I don't think there's that much transfer from our wrestling fan, other than the general Sammy, who every week can't wait to listen to on the way to work, all these kind of things. So it's nice for her to even get a little peek behind it. But kind of just, when you like rebrand something a little bit and you're kind of playing with the ideas. And I actually had a chat with Fuego del Sol about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's having a little kind of, what's next? And it's weird when you're doing so for so long. You have the constant kind of like fight in your own head of, do I rebrand and do something completely different that you think maybe could be unreal? Or do you just stick with old trusty and like that makes me money for now, that works, you know, keep doing it? Or do you have to just keep rotating and keep changing and keep evolving? Yeah.
The one saying I hate more than anything is that's how we've always done it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Change. Yeah. Always. Even if it's going well, like
get ahead of it.
Build on it. Yeah. Like build on it. Never say, because as soon as you settle for just doing how you've always done it and how it's been done, that's when you're going to fall off.
And I think that is true, because I think it takes a real talent to know where to go and when to go. And again, you think of that. Sorry.
It's throwing darts at the dartboard, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because you see some people that just have like they bat 500 kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I look back. I'm only looking at things that I know about, and like for example, like Arteta Arsenal, he brought in players that I was like, okay. Then within a year, I was like, oh, we cannot win a game without that player. Yeah. Then like a year later, none of those players even played. You're thinking, how did like when he was changing? I was going, this is stupid, but they're so kind of ahead of the curve. And I was trying to parlay that into like our world, which is like wrestling and stuff like podcast and stream, the cards.
Are you thinking of a directional change? I know that you were flirting it in the group chat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a real tough. It's knowing I kind of there's a new like catchphrase that I quite like, which is call ourselves the overdog. I really like that. I think there's money there.
All right. You've done similar before.
We said overdogs about a year ago in a promo, and I really like it. We did the Street Hyenas, and they spoke French. And then COVID shut that one down, and we went back in the old trusty. But we did saying that during COVID, some of our best videos of like the 5 questions with TBA or whatever.
That's fun.
I genuinely think that's some of my best editing and like funniest. Like when I watch it back, I'm not like cringe. I'm not. I watch it and go, that's actually quite fun. But yeah, the overdogs. But I was thinking of doing like a tour shirt. So it's kind of like the outline of us, but I kind of want to add, you know, like the kind of hot topic vibe. This could be a question for you, Bruce, of like design. You know that picture of us where Joe's got the shades on, both looking forward. Something like that, but like Joe's got like lightning bolts coming out of his hat, like his eyes or something. Do you know that kind of like 80s horror kind of thing?
Yeah.
And how
do you keep still getting we're not on Riverside anymore. How do you get the balloons?
Oh, did the balloons come up?
We've got actual balloons in it. I just released.
I don't know.
That's
Zoom
nuts.
must do it as well.
I don't get it because it comes up on OBS as well. I think it's built into your phone.
It must be, yeah.
I don't get
That's weird because, Zoom is on my laptop. I'm connected to phone. That's very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry, you were saying
something like that, kind of a bit more kind of crazy Godzilla in the background, you know, like silliness, but a big print with the overdogs and then TBA wrestling underneath. Yeah. Because I've, saying the Brothers Oars a lot, and you just like, so TBA wrestling, I moved all that, so it's a bit clean. Having the back like a checklist.
Yeah.
And we do we wanted to do the kind of what we always joke, which was like underutilized, underappreciated, underpaid, that kind of, that kind of thing. But and then at the bottom it says underdogs, and that's the only one that's not ticked.
Okay.
Because it's like we've been around for 15 years. We're really good at this.
Yeah.
Even though all this stuff's true, the one thing we're not is an underdog because we're good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That kind of made sense. And running with that and without becoming like silly with it, like we wear like dog outfits. Obviously,
no,
I'm not going that way. But it's just I think I'm more asking questions for you guys to kind of like bounce ideas off. But it's the process of going, that's the one, let's do it. You said kind of throwing darts at a dartboard. It is a little of that, but there's also this element of once you do one thing, if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it kind of falls into this like black well that you just go, yeah, no one saw that one.
Yeah.
Let's try something else.
I like Street Hyenas.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, missed a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and again, COVID didn't help. But I don't know. I was just asking for you guys, like, kind of your opinion on. Obviously, you're a part of it. You're a part of it as well to an extent. You kind of like extended. I did kind of refer to us, by the way, today because I've always hated Scott Orr and Joe Orr as the Bish one.
Say Bruno Orr.
Oh, you always Bruno Orr. The Bish 1 and the Bish 2.
Bish 1, Bish 2.
Like Pitbull, number 1, Pit number 1, number 2. Great. And I was like, that's like, because I hate it when people say, oh, Scott Orr and Joey Orr.
Yeah,
they're not wrestling
I don't like Bruno,
Yeah, you don't like Bruno Orr.
The Bish brothers.
Yeah, it's like because like if I was a solo, I always said I call myself the Bish.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Wybro, by the way.
Oh,
because you call me the Bish.
I'd like, Brunsky. I'd like, change the names. I like TBA and I like the Brothers All, but I think you should potentially change to actual wrestling names as well. Yeah, then it kind of gives you a little bit of like, oh, I'm stepping in to this character now, and I can properly get like involved in it. And that's why I wanted so badly, Kieran, to do your idea of the Pug Prince.
Was that my idea? I feel like it was your idea.
No. I just bit on it, and I was like, this would have been golden if he did it, but he took it too literal. So I feel like whatever you can do to harness a different type of energy, would be great. So I do like the underdog overdog thing. I just trying to think of how could be a little bit of a change of logo, a little bit of change of like attitude type thing. Are you thinking baby or heels, or does it have to be adaptable?
Yeah, I think it has to. It's be so tough to an extent. Yeah, the indies. And just like what to wear. Like we spoke to, obviously, we went down group, bring that back, down in the group chat. We were talking to Kit and Elton. They were kind of talking about like what suits us or what they think they like for us, that kind of thing. And it is tough. And I've always had this idea that I wanted to do, but I kind of always thought it would be only doable on television. But I thought now with media and stuff, you're really good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't decide whether it gets 10 views or 100,000, but you can still put the content out there to make it make sense in an artistic way. But I love the idea of like picking up trophies.
Yeah.
So when you face people, pick up a trophy, like important stories, you pick up things from.
Yeah.
And you bring it back. So, for example, our bottom half that we wear is a set of old Pretty Deadly gear.
Yeah.
Because we went and wrestled. And you have an elbow from this guy.
Yeah.
You go, and even if we have the ability to go get a Pretty Deadly gear. But like, someone like Osprey, I don't have a direct, other than I could text him and be like, could I have your gear? It's not going to happen. But I could get something that's like looked like something he used to wear.
Kind of like
kind
of like a Fortnite skin when you get
you're collecting bits.
Yeah, so like those skins that like evolve with every like elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gear evolves.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like. See, you gain a gauntlet, you gain an elbow, you gain like goggles. Because I kind of in my head at the minute, I've got us kind of wearing some kind of bottom with our original shoes.
Yeah.
And then a fur coat. And it's like a bit of a Mad Maxy kind of. The fur coat doesn't fit. I think, honestly, I was thinking this for a while, and then I think Kofi did it the other day.
Yeah.
Where he turned up in red jeans, white sneakers, and a fur coat. And I was like, well, that's a bit close. And I was like, don't you start wrestling in that. But then this week they got like proper Mega City vibe gear. So nice.
Have they?
They've got like,
I need to see that.
So now the unicorn's a blackened skull
like a dark
with a unicorn, and they got like beams coming out, and the gear is like Mega City. It's like that kind of anime, but dark and neon. And so they're not doing that, but
they know how to still sell merch.
Honestly, it looks, it's like when the Brahma Ball went from blue to kind of the outline, it was very cool. It kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
But kind of that, but without it kind of falling on deaf ears. You just want to make content that people go, oh, that makes sense. I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
You can do that because therefore if you can build to a big match, we're more interested in taking.
Yeah.
We're taking our pound of flesh, which is an item of your outfit, essentially. The ultimate one being the tag titles or something.
Yeah.
But I've always had that idea, and I thought, maybe playing a few of them together and kind of balling them up. But
I think it's also where you're doing it as well.
Yeah, it needs to be visible. It needs to be seen. And I think that's for me to be pitching. Because in a perfect world, I'd love to start with the black and red shoes with just plain black legging.
Yeah. No
tape, no nothing.
Really basic.
And and again, maybe people get behind the scenes of what could happen on a bigger promotion. But
I guess
you have 10 matches every year. By the end of the year, you got your gear.
Yeah.
But you perfectly, make it so that the gear gets built. I'm not saying in real life you actually take it. You purposely get it made to look that way.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I think so.
Little trophy.
Even if your name became TBA Wrestling Present Overdog.
Yeah,
Become the Overdog.
Yeah, it's different.
Bish 1, Bish 2.
Yeah, Bish 1, Bish 2. I love the Bish 1, Bish 2. I think it's hilarious.
No.
And we work with dogs, so it's funny, right?
Hmm?
Isn't that hilarious?
But if PWG was still around, we'd probably go in our work gear with Lee, try and wrangle.
I think that'd be really funny. Yeah,
Bruno
was like this when we said Bish 1 2. And then we said we was going our gear, our workout.
Like dog warden vibes, but like every time they're beating us up, we have to blow the whistle. We're like, and you're like trying to tag. I'm like, emergency whistle.
I'm still waiting to come out.
I'll walkie-talkie you on the apron. Scott, I need some help.
No, this is a joke only we would find funny. That's the but it would be funny.
Mate, as long as you're popping yourself, that's all that matters, isn't it?
There is an element of truth to that.
Yeah. I still want to come out in a gimp mask and a lead.
Like, I think if we can get to a big show, I would love to have you out on a gimp mask. Just people be like that 30 Seconds to Mars video. That's what I want our interest in.
Yeah.
There's definitely an element of our head which is like overly abstract, artistic, and I think there's room for that.
It's finding balance, I think.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to Alicia about it because I think I'm so OCD and organized. Sometimes it's to a detriment. So, for example, like with the card show, eventually I want to go to like 4 days a week, but I'm like, it has to be at a certain time and people know exactly what they're getting each day. It can also be just like a certain time. Don't know what. It doesn't have to all be. I used to do it in bands when Joe would write songs, and I'd be like, but that doesn't sound like a day to remember. I want to sound like a day to remember. But you forget that the amalgamation of Jack's guitar, Bruno's megaphone use, you creating that, and just the way it sounds is creating a brand new, unique sound. Yeah. And I think sometimes I'm like, oh, TBA, this all makes sense for that. And then it's a drastic jump to that, but we can't. Maybe it kind of is all of it.
Yeah.
And
I 100%. And what's the saying you've always said to me? My perfectionism leads to my procrastination.
It's true
because I have ridiculous the same type of things about what I want to do.
I do it a lot with and I think there is benefits of being organized at OCD. But I think sometimes, especially in the modern world, like Bill Murray, those things you see, they're releasing 3 albums a year. There's no, there's not perfect artwork. It's all kind of.
It's a little bit rough around the edges.
We're in a content world now. It's put it out. If you put 10 things in an order, it will make sense to that order.
Yeah.
Whether it made sense to you in the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
It's still in order. It just might not be exactly how you envisioned it, if that makes sense. But no, I definitely do it with a lot of aspects, especially of wrestling. But the more I think about it, and then I get into this hole where I've got like 30 ideas, which it goes back to why I was talking about me being a writer in wrestling more so. It's just because I got like 30 ideas now. I can't do that idea, but that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
And I'm still. This is a mid-career crisis that's happening. This is the Brendan Sharp.
Oh yeah, this is it.
This is the.
Oh no.
Yeah. What was it? Walk away. I don't know what it was. What did they say to him?
I can't remember.
Oh, what
Rogan got to him?
You'll be surprised. It's the used to be surprised. He kept saying you'll be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
They're like, you couldn't beat this case. But if you're listening to this and this is any interest to you, if it's not and it's so boring, I apologize and we'll get off it ASAP. And
even if it's not wrestling related, I think anyone creative out there that it's the same as a writer who wants to write like the perfect novel, and then they never end up writing the novel because they want it to be perfect. And
also, there's not one novel in your head. You've got 30 novels, and it's like, do I mix 2 of them together, or is there 30 novels here, or is there actually 15 novels, or is there just one?
Or when they just start writing, that becomes the novel. Like, that's the one.
Yeah, but you're a lot better. Like, you're a creative person. I'm not an over creative person. Bruno's somewhere between the 2 of us. Like, I'd say I'm the least creative out of the 3 of us. But I might be the most kind of like regimented.
To action.
Yeah, like, you're the proactive.
Now we're going to do this.
Yeah, because creative people they're not that good at.
If you do mix the 2.
Delivering.
It's a good combination.
That's why you see.
You have to have a drive.
At the end. Yeah, it's delivering the vision at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's that part, and then I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things happening in wrestling. I think maybe that's in my ears, going, I need to put my foot forward, correct foot.
Yeah,
and not, we're running out of time.
Yeah,
it's that kind of thing. But then there's an added element of that I think is really interesting. of we're running out of time.
Mm.
It's sultry looking at that clock, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I've never.
There's something artistic there that is fun. Or me last week's thumbnail looking at.
Yeah, because I mean, like even with wrestling, like with age, like I'm 42.
Yeah, don't say too much.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
should we get masked? Should we like Penta?
Penta's he's my age.
You could be ageless in a mask.
Yeah,
Kieran needs to get in that mask.
So,
well, I think there is.
Should we buy him a mask? Should we create a mask and buy it for him? And just be like, that's your new gimmick.
Yeah,
yeah.
If he doesn't do that, we'd all be really hurt.
He didn't react to that video. I was like, you're this guy. It was the guy getting like selling the bullet shots.
I think he's given you like maybe a couple of days just to think, because you gave him a big praise, didn't you? Accepted.
Yeah.
And then I think he's maybe having a cool off period with you.
Well, he still hasn't got back to my other voice note.
Oh, is he not? Well, no. That's the timing. That's a week and a half now. Let's see by next week's episode has he got back to.
Well, give it the weekend when he's feeling a bit looser. Yeah.
Yeet.
But I think there is something to with wrestling. I know it's not necessarily a young man's game. Like it's
no.
I think like in a film. I think if you can lean into the
I think you have to lean.
Yeah, like a lot of wrestlers have. Like they've leaned into their age. They haven't tried to look younger, be younger. I mean, I'm not exactly old. Like CM Punk's still got like 6-7 years on me.
Yeah.
But you can lean into it and use it to your advantage. I'm the old boy now.
Yeah.
Like,
if Punk was out there with long hair and a lip piercing going, I'm straight edge till I die or something, you'd be like, well, and instead he's playing, I don't know how many more I got left.
Yeah.
There's an energy to that.
Yeah.
I think as well, the energy from an independent standpoint, even from like a podcast standpoint, anything, is when you're at the bottom, you so want the next bit to kind of showcase what you are.
Yeah.
Like you believe in your craft, like whether it's this podcast or anything, you believe in it. And then you're like, I just want enough people to see it to be like that validation that people go, it is good.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's things like money and things, and you go, oh, if I could make this, then at least I could put more effort. People go, it's even better than this. And I think with wrestling, that's the big one is, if you saw wrestling like they did in the back in the day of like territories, and you just run it, and you never go, oh, I have to be in this company or this company. You just ran good story.
Yeah.
You're still leaving an imprint.
Yeah.
The only difference is money. That is literally all there is. But I think the more you lean into that, forget about that part of it, kind of monetization of it, the better the content will be.
Yeah. I mean,
because again, you shouldn't get into anything for the money. Especially in art.
You've always got to appreciate what you've done and where you've been as well. Like we've always talked. We've been very prominent on a specific territory within our country for probably 10 plus years.
Yeah,
and we've left our mark. Like we've done our bit. We've been the top baby face. I'm not. This is Trump.
Yeah,
but
someone has to.
We are the top baby faces. We are the top baby face in that territory. Whether some people like to think so or not, we are. We get the loudest reactions. We sell the most merchandise. People have stuck with us. Like we've seen kids grow from like 5 years old to
60s.
Yeah, we've seen them grow into teenagers, and they literally come up to us at the merchandise table. I was watching you when I was 5. Happy birthday, like 10 years.
So that's what we did.
Like, but that's what the territories were.
Yeah.
And we hang a lot of merit on the territory that never got to the big show.
Yeah, I think like if someone said, "Do you want to be Rene Dupree or Terry Funk?"
Yeah.
I know we're both in the same mindset of
Terry Funk. Absolutely, yeah.
Do I want a 2-year wrestling run and then you don't know where he is?
Yeah.
Or do you want that kind of like Dusty Rhodes, Terry Funk, Nirvana,
work the territory, and that's what we've done. And you do have to look at it like that.
The problem is the territories had good money in it. It is. It's really interesting, and like I said, I think it's probably like a half career crisis, but not in a bad way. It's just a kind of
part of the journey.
Yeah, what is that? Like you said about age, it's like we've talked about. Like, does he become my manager? There's things like that.
Because I got to be honest, like. I love the violence.
Yeah, you do.
But I also, the side of wrestling I prefer is the entertainment aspect.
Yeah, literally the last show we did,
that was so much fun.
Yeah, and you could then not worry about this.
Yeah.
You could go, I'm going, what gets the most out of the situation? Instead of having to go, I need to remember 20 minutes of stuff.
Yeah.
It gives you that.
I'm an entertainer. I'm a front man. Like, I like to get out there and use my energy.
That's the other option. It's like, TBA wrestling is me. Obviously it is us because it's the same.
Or I step in.
Bruno finally steps up. But there's those things, and you think, that is interesting because, it's easier to go places as a solo because you're not booking two people, and also there's not many tag matches on shows because there's not many tag teams. It opens up a whole new thing, and it gives Joe that creative freedom. I don't know. We were so confused.
I really hope whenever that happens, whether it's in 2 weeks or 15 years, I have to see the brothers go at it. There is no...
I'll say this. There's certainly a pitch.
There is no doubt about that I have to see...
Well, you could have seen it for an LDN show on Friday at WrestleMania 35 weekend. We came directly to your house, and I nearly knocked myself out.
We had a heck of a match. Like, we were up in the stands.
No DQ. I think you won with the old rope from the turnbuckle, like Omar Cena style.
Yeah. You cracked a full Diet Coke can over my head.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fun. Well, it's safe to say.
I need to see that. I'll book that. I'll put on my own show just to have that.
Is there a peppercorn wrestling company?
Oh,
there potentially is. Yeah.
I can't hear anything out of here. Sorry.
I think, like in real life, we've never fought, ever. Like
that one time I knocked the spaghetti out of your. I mean, I've never seen someone that mad. I mean, you chased me.
I didn't get you.
It sounded like you said, "Daddy didn't get you."
Daddy didn't get you.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
No, we never fought in real life, so I think there is money to putting on that in the ring.
Is it believable though? Because people know that, and also, do you know what's not going to stop? Peppercorn sports cards, Peppercorn podcast. These things can't stop.
Oh, the brothers, you can't stop us.
Oh, I hate you, but we have to do the card show. Yeah, we're going to do a podcast, but I don't like you still. I don't know if it's believable.
We keep it. I feel like one of you have to depart for a period of time.
I don't
make it believable.
I do have a idea that I'm not going to say on the podcast because I think it's too. And whether it's that, I don't know, but. Yeah, I don't know. It is just a lot. So I just think we're at that point where you go.
Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the moment? Is that what it is?
I think I have this every few years where you're just like, is this right? Is this maximizing it? And like I said, I always said I don't want to be the 50-year-old that's going and locking up in Weymouth. Do you know what I mean? By the way, shout out to all those guys that do that. That isn't for me. And before I know it, I'm going to be that. And I'm going to go, I want to do this at the best level, or I don't want to do it at all. I'm not going to just, Daniel Bryan would do Wembley and go, I just had as much fun as I did in front of 9 people in Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. But before you know it, you are that guy.
Yeah. I think I'm nearly
without
there.
the Wembley part.
I'm nearly there.
You're nearly there, brother. But that's the other thing is I always think, like me and Joe, when we think about it, we go, like I said earlier, times. You just flashed.
You good?
Look, Corinna Cough on her stream here.
Getting his nips out. You're making people get that for free here.
Hell no.
It's not going to be paid, but I thought I'd do it just to think. Yeah, that was weird.
Bruno just peeled off some nipple tape. I'm fairly sure that's what's just happened.
No.
That's got to stay in. Bruno, can I be in the start of the podcast? Because that'll make people listen. Yeah. He put the tape in a can, I think.
He popped it in a can.
I'll never drink out of a can again.
That's wild.
It's like if you ever got in a swimming pool and someone's like Band-Aid goes past. It's like, never swimming.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking it, am I?
No, but have you ever seen someone put cigarette ash in a coffee mug? Yeah, he'll put you off.
Some things are not meant to be, and that's the
lipstick on a mug.
Oh yeah.
And it's so easily be done because it's going in their mouth.
I wish I left that until after the podcast though.
No, it's staying in.
Because all this has to stay in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Hate it.
I'll say this. We'll move away from that, but the reason Bruno doesn't want to keep all that in, and I keep talking about it so that he cannot physically get rid of it, is Bruno is the biggest hater, but he might have a rival. Because Bruno's the kind of guy who will make TikToks directly only to make me look bad in a moment. But that's the only time he comes out of the woodwork to make them, okay? If it involves him, I mean, you look at the thumbnails last week, my hair is nearly at the back of my head. And I'm looking at a little, don't tell me, you took the picture. You could have done something. And Bruno's in the background. Well, it looks like a dinner jacket, just like this. And it's like, it doesn't even make sense to the picture. Like, he's just like...
That's what I was wearing last week for the podcast, so I put it back on. And I was trying to go...
It's a gold rain Mac, it looks like. He's going to put his best jacket on, go in front of his wall, and he's like this. He's just peace out, haha. And I'm at the front. He didn't even take a shine off of my head.
What?
No, we know you're a good editor. No. He's just shine head. My hair's back here. I think he's even done it like Kane. I think he's pushed it back further. There's no way that's real. And I'm looking at it. But there's no one's a bigger hater. Like I said, we do that trick of every week. I send him 3 nice pictures and a bad one. And behold, you know what one's getting.
That one might have been the bad one. But
it's the only one where I was doing that.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about the other 60 plus episodes. But
Yeah.
But you might have a rival for most hater, like the biggest hater.
Who's that, and who is my rival?
Kendrick Lamar. Because he chose to make a whole Super Bowl halftime just to go after Drake. And I'll say this, if Bruno ever made the country album we're waiting for him to make, he made it to the Super Bowl, he would stop midway and he'd play a clip of me doing something like spitting up a drink, like where one of my eyes is half shut. He'd just put a picture up and be like, I had the biggest audience. I had to.
It'll be on my shirt.
Yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah, it really would. But I thought that's split the opinion.
Yeah,
that's halftime show.
I thought it was not like it. It didn't get my juices flowing. That's for sure.
Also,
it didn't have any. It didn't. I don't. I know you said it was a rap concert. But if that's a rap concert, I don't want to go to a rap concert because that had no like levels to it at all. That had no.
Yeah, but you were a Tory, so that made total sense coming out of your mouth. Like it just fell out of your mouth. It didn't have levels to it, but I mean, like he played like 3 or 4 hits. He did a diss track, and in the middle just got into some R&B. I mean, there's no levels for it. There was people on light poles. They were like laying up.
I meant like all of it kind of just blended.
Oh, all rap songs sound the same. Is that what you're saying?
No, all of his songs, all of that he all performed, just
the greatest rapper alive. Yeah, they all just blend the same.
It did just blend.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar did not look like what I thought Kendrick Lamar looked like.
Yeah, I think
he's had a few different looks.
Yeah, he has because he looked different at the Super Bowl last year, 2 years ago. The one in LA.
I thought he was more like Juice WRLD or Travis Scott.
Like dreads,
but he looks older and shorter and flared jeans. Like he was quite.
He looked great.
90s rapper. Yeah, he was like great. A 90s rapper.
Yeah.
I think if anyone comes out with a mic and a leather glove, I'm usually straight. Yeah, I'm in straight away. I mean, I'm pretty.
I think he's been around a while. He's not one of these new.
He's definitely considered like by the rappers the best rapper.
Yeah.
So if you listen to it, I mean, it's so clean. Like when you listen to rappers like Breath Control, all these kind of things. I'm not. I like rap, but I'm not deep.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is flawless. Like I'm going to be honest. Usually with the Super Bowl halftime, I watch it, I laugh, I look at the meme. Like I kind of go, I know most of these songs because it's bloody Maroon 5 or some nonsense, and I go, yeah, and then we all laugh about whatever comes out afterwards. Then I'll show it to someone because I'm like, look how funny this meme is.
Yeah,
I've watched this one 3 or 4 times since it.
Have you?
Just not to show, like I've showed Lissy it,
just
to watch it, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And like that's the difference. I think this one is like it's just good.
Yeah.
It was just a good one, but. Do I think it was Super Bowl level? No. We're so used to like the Left Shark doing something nonsense. I mean, he did something. I mean, Serena doing the dance, Drake diss track, everyone shouting A minor.
The Scissor
all together.
Scissor came out.
Scissor came out, and there's just so much like there was little bits. Samuel L. Jackson was Uncle Sam.
Yeah,
he was Uncle Samuel L. Jackson.
He was.
That was yeah.
But
that was good.
And I think like a lot of people originally were kind of going. He had a moment because he's quite outspoken politically that he could have done something, but he did.
Trump was in the building.
Yeah, and
first time a sitting president.
I can't believe that's
been
true.
At the Super Bowl.
Mad. I mean, we've got like the royal family at the FA Cup, and I mean, for the Americans to say that it's bigger, I've seen some of the funniest stats this week. They're like Super Bowl is the biggest thing in the world over the World Cup.
Yeah,
and someone said
silly.
The Vans Trophy last year got 20,000 more people in capacity than the Super Bowl between Stevenage and Grimsby. But not just that, they were doing the Chiefs have 4.1 million followers on Instagram or something. Yeah. Eagles have 4.4. And then they put up Anthony from Man United, and he's got 10.2. And they were like, this is where we're playing.
And that's Anthony.
Yeah, this is your country. But no, yeah, it was mad. But they were saying like he could have done something like a big stance. But I think he did. He just did it subtly enough that the type of people he's making fun of aren't going to spot it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He was talking about division. There was cultural stuff. The Serena dance is because she got massively fined, had to do apology for doing that dance at Wimbledon. So she's done that now in front of more eyeballs. You know, and obviously she's got a pass with Drake and it's a bigger, you know, diss or whatever. But there's things like that. He put in the American flag was divided and it kept coming back together. Uncle Sam kept all his stuff was driven by a lot of division and bringing unity back.
I saw Samuel L. Jackson as well. I thought they were doing Snakes on the Plane too, because Trump just flew there.
Was he in Snakes on the Plane?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Was he? I don't remember that.
I could see in Joe's face the colour went out of him. He was like, I don't know now. I think I've imagined.
He was.
Hold on. You fill time. I'll have a look.
Wait, are we talking about Samuel L. Jackson or Trump?
Samuel L. Jackson was definitely in Snakes on the Plane.
Samuel L. Jackson was 100% in Snakes on the Plane. That's what I meant.
No, you're saying, but Trump flew there. And I said it was Trump in
Snakes on the Plane too.
Because he's a snake.
Yeah.
It's a snake.
Oh, I get it. Good joke.
I know, but thank God that he's bringing back plastic straws, eh?
Jokes, we got the Gulf of America now.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
I can't wait.
Shout out to the boys that are going to try and stay there.
Yeah. Shout out to me, who's got to travel there twice. Shout out to the stag, mate. This is 3 weeks and counting.
We're going deep into Trump country. Well,
it's scary.
That's his state.
We've got to be in. I'll stay out of trouble.
Shouldn't have said that then.
Yeah. They got it on their lawns and stuff. It's terrifying. We're going to enjoy ourselves though, because do you know what doesn't? Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's.
Oh wait, have we found a batting cage yet?
Oh, yeah. It's only got 6 aside that's available. We might even have a stray Kit Wilson on the wing on that one.
Oh yeah,
we might.
Are you saying we're gonna have Kit Wilson a right or left back, and then Joey Orr a right or left back? That is, and then maybe Bruno in goal.
Maybe.
I think that.
Who knows? It could be me.
That might be the best defense.
It's got to be me or Lewis in goal, but Babes has got to go up top, innit?
Oh,
yeah. Didn't he stick me up there because he said I couldn't pull the strings or something? It's something like that. He said something really backhanded to me. And I mean, that's a string of backhanded things he said to me in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'll end up in a group chat. No, I thought the halftime show I thought was good, but I also did enjoy the weekend's one. And people,
the weekend that was not on the weekend's level. I don't think.
You thought the weekend's one was like a bigger.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Super Bowl.
Was it better than Maroon 5?
50. Yeah, because that was placid as well, wasn't it?
What about JT? It's awful.
Oh mate, I miss that JT one.
Horrendous. That's one I can't watch back. I think it's so bad.
I didn't mind that one.
Yeah,
because that was the Minnesota one, wasn't it? And he did the whole mural to Prince.
He wore a fedora. That's what I remember. Because that was a big parlay bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we think is going to be next year, and who do we want to be next year?
It can't be that again. Ever. We've had 2 of them in 3 years. We cannot have that again, ever.
It has to either be rock or the first ever real country act, because I don't think a country act has played the Super Bowl. And the annoying thing is, I think it's probably going to be like is it Zach Bryan? Is that the one?
Yeah, I don't think Zach Bryan.
I think Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen.
That would
just for the record, I said we can't have it like that. I thought you meant Chiefs and Eagles.
Oh,
because I just talked about how much I like Kendrick's performance, and I was can't be that again. I meant the game. I thought we were talking about who's going to be.
Well, we have had like 2 rap acts in the past 3 years as well. I swear.
Who was last year?
Last year was
Rihanna,
wasn't it?
Good.
That was good.
And then that was very good. And the year before was the LA
West
one,
Coast
which
rapper.
was
was good.
Dre, that was so good.
That was very, very good.
That was an all-timer.
The last 2 have been really good. I like this one as well, though.
Yeah, I think they've got majority right. It's tough because I think Kendrick is a much bigger rapper in the States than he is in any. I might be way off on that.
And that's probably why they're not going to do a country act.
Yeah,
is because it's very centralized to America.
The only thing I'd say is you're not going to hear much Kendrick on. To be honest, you won't hear much Dre in this country generally. But you will hear Luke Combs just on the radio. Morgan Wallen, Post Malone. I think if they did like an LA Coast rapper thing, but they did like country, and it was like Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, that kind of.
Post Malone could definitely.
I'd like that.
Post Malone could do it.
I think, I think so too. I'd love to see a rock act though. That's my dream again. I want to see.
Who could do it?
I think Nickelback.
Like oh wow!
Creed have got to do it. We waiting for Creed.
We are all praying for Creed. Linkin Park, the new Linkin Park probably could. I'm just thinking
Papa Roach in it.
that they're back, aren't they? So it could be done.
I couldn't really tell you who the biggest rock act like in the world on that level. I feel like rock's kind of gone off a cliff.
Yeah, I'd say Bring Me are pretty big, but they're not so much the States. They're not going to do that. I don't know.
Sleep Token are very big in the UK, I think.
Yeah, and they're quite big in the States. But
I mean, some old school guys like Metallica.
Have they ever done one?
Metallica could do anything. I'm not sure. I'm genuinely
if they
not
haven't,
sure.
then that's mad.
They'd kill it.
It makes sense because their manager's got them in Fortnite. He's got them doing everything. So it would make sense that they're going to get something like that. If I'm going to guess, I'm going to say Post Malone.
Post Malone's great.
Next year.
Post Malone would be very good, I think.
It'll probably be Sabrina Carpenter or something, if I had to guess.
That also may be.
And I mean, if you want to see
true.
an all-time bad one, that's the one.
I 100% never think that Taylor Swift will ever do the Super Bowl halftime. She's too big for it, I think.
Yes.
I think she's too big for it.
Did you bring a Taylor Swift shirt?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
She's probably too busy in the courtroom with Blake Lively, so we'll just move.
She distanced herself from Blake.
Yeah, because she was going to end up in court. That's why. Yeah, she did what all law friends do. She distanced herself. Bruno gets himself in a little bit of bother over here, and I go, just going to diss myself for a couple months. Yeah, she should.
That's why I haven't been up to Wales in a while, mate.
Yeah, you distancing yourself from us.
Yeah.
That's why we need to change the gimmick. You're not happy with it. As for the game, by the way, the Jalen Hurts pictures that are coming out of
mad
him with the cigar and stuff, just iconic. There's something about that Eagles team that do just feel iconic, and I honestly.
And mate, it's the exciting whites. I've said it before.
I know that was DeJohn's 22nd birthday, first ever pick in the NFL, and it was a pick 6 in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
At 22 years old.
He's been a very good rookie this year.
And also, one of the ones I really like is it Bourne?
Yeah.
BAUN. He was picked up from special teams. He was without a team. They brought him in and made him middle linebacker. He was a special teams player without a team. And he goes and gets a pick in the Super Bowl, and he was probably one of their best defenders.
They absolutely killed him. They just out physical, mental, everything.
I genuinely think it was the least competitive game all season. I know there's been bigger blowouts.
They beat him up, yeah.
It felt like they were just walking into the end zone repeatedly.
It's weird, wasn't it?
Have you seen there's a conspiracy about Mahomes?
No, what? That he got knocked out in
early
the first.
Doors. And I mean, when I was
to be
watching
fair, that should have been a flag. 100%.
Is it the one when he grabbed his ankles and his head on the floor? You're thinking?
No, no, not that one.
So
it's the one where he actually got a hand to the face.
Oh, no, there's one where, right at the start, he kind of goes out of the pocket and he hooks his ankles. It's a fair tackle. He throws it and it nearly gets picked. It's right at the start. But when he lands, his head just bounces off the turf and he stays there for a second and then gets up. And a lot of people were speculating that maybe he was out but didn't want to pull himself out. But that's why. Because, I mean, he's never played worse in his entire life. I think that's the worst he's ever played.
Yeah.
And the fact that 3 hours later he started to play really well.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's starting to get it all together.
It could be.
Also, the Eagles had already done a Gatorade shower and weren't playing anymore.
Yes,
so that's also why.
And secretly, Xavier Worthy stat line 152 yards and 2 touchdowns.
There's some really mad stats to it. I think going into the fourth, I think Mahomes was on 39 yards or something. It's if without that last bit, if they'd taken him out and just said the game's over, he would have potentially had the worst quarterback performance in history.
His Super Bowl performances have never been fantastic. No. He's always come back, but his stat lines are technically some of the worst. Not some of the worst, but they're very mediocre.
Yeah. But it's interesting as well, we were talking about on the night, was the Eagles. I think they got 28 direct points from turnovers. either pick sixes or anything like that. If he doesn't throw those picks, because it was 3 picks and a fumble, all led to 28 points. He doesn't do any of them, and those end in punts, for example. They win on points, like technically. Obviously, that Eagles would have played differently, but that is the margins was. Mahomes kept throwing it. That sounds ridiculous because they stopped the run. Great.
It was like they played only for that though, because they did leave like AJ and Deontay Smith quite open anyway. But I think it was always on a knife edge of a momentum swing, and if it just never came because the Eagles didn't allow it, and that's the most impressive part of it for me of the Eagles' performance is they actually never let
up, did they?
Them back into it, because when they came back out from halftime and they Chiefs obviously won the toss in third, they came right at him. And all of however many dropbacks Pat Mahomes did, he was blitzed 0%.
That's mad.
They blitzed nothing, and they still so like I was saying, it's the O-line, which is weird.
Yeah, weird.
Very weird.
Maybe they were nervous. There was also a moment, I think it was when they were like 21-0 down just before the half, and we were saying that like if he gets a touchdown here, they get the ball in the second. This could be a 7-point game. But I think it was Hollywood Brown dropped like a 30-yard pass into his chest under no pressure. If he
it was Hopkins.
Was it Hopkins?
Third down conversion, and absolutely
no one around.
Get it.
And if he got that would have extended that play. They probably would have got points before the half. Could have been a whole different game, but that is the difference. Not only did the Eagles play great, Chiefs played poor, and that mixture is created. I mean, and I was saying to Bruno, like the NFL is so weird because I think Jason Kelsey talks about it, because there was some issues because Eagles fans were annoyed he wasn't happy and stuff. And he was like, it's tough. He said, because I love Eagles. I've given my life to Eagles. Yeah. My wife's an Eagles fan, but my brother is the person I love the most. And I don't want to see him not win. Yeah. He said, so it's hard. He said, I'm happy for Philly. But he said, he was like, to win a Super Bowl, you need so many things to go right. Right coaches, the right players, no injuries, like, or as little as possible. And he was like, and you need decisions, and you need timing, luck, all these things. He said, that's how hard it is to win one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he said, they got it this year, and I'm so happy for them. And when you hear that, you're just like, God, it's so mad, isn't it? Because when I was watching them pick it, I was like, God, it's so unlikely to even win that. Yeah. It's the same with like the Premier League, for example, but it's not, because there's about 3 or 4 teams that could really win it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the NFL, 2 weeks ago, I could have said, what, Bills, Ravens, Eagles, the Chiefs.
To be fair, 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said Eagles.
No, I wouldn't. Detroit, Minnesota. These teams all felt strong that I was,
Yeah.
But at the start of the season, I could have named you 12, 13 that could. Like next year, there's 16 teams that could. Ish. But the Premier League is, there's 2 or, most years we go, there's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Could become 3, but then usually you get found out. So for it to all go your way and you hold. Like the idea of like Cowboys ever doing that in my lifetime again just seems so unlikely.
Yeah. But Chiefs being at the last 6 or 7 or something, wasn't it? Or something like that. Something stupid like that. Obviously, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
So
you got to have all this.
It's just, it was a blip. But it would be, in my opinion, a little bit of a travesty. I don't want it to happen, but it would be a travesty if this Chiefs team didn't go down as a dynasty, and if they don't win the Super Bowl next year, they will not go down as a dynasty.
What gives you the dynasty?
3 and 5, at least 3 and 5. Obviously, they were going for 3 in a row, so they might have one more season after this one, maybe.
No, because Mahomes won one, then missed one, then lost one, then won. So he's won 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's won 3 in the first 5, but like in a 5 slot. But
okay,
but it's
but it weirdly enough,
like Kelsey's. Because they said Kelsey's only won 2, didn't they? They say he's 2
or 3 and 4. It has to be 3 and 4. It has to basically be 3 very, very, very close together.
Yeah. So you need a whole team to stay together as well. Like you kind of You need like 80% of them to be able to go that team. You don't want it to be like
the Patriots had 2 dynasties.
Yeah, that's mad.
The Patriots. But because this Chiefs team hasn't gone down as a dynasty.
It's a weird one as well because I think even this year, I don't think any of us thought they were going to make the Super Bowl. I think we did, just because they're the Chiefs.
They didn't look great.
But I wasn't interested by them this year, and I didn't think they looked good. They didn't look like they had the receivers. They were playing really dull. They were like Carolina nearly shoot out them like 6-7 weeks ago. Like, I don't know what the wording is there, but you know what I mean? Like, you're watching it going, they're not great. Like, they can be get at. And they did in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's weird that Josh Allen couldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Like the Bills or something.
Yeah, that's tough. That's when you do just need the 52 guys around you as well. Like, it can't all just be on one person. Yeah,
you need
because he made that throw. I'm saying out there, he got blitzed. He made the throw with being hit, and it was catchable. Yeah. So
he's never been to a Super Bowl, has he, Josh?
Nope.
He's only been to one championship game, or 2. He's lost both.
2 or 3.
I think they scared because I think they said the other day it was his second.
He lost one in Kansas, lost one in Buffalo, and now lost one in Kansas.
Just keep going.
He can't beat the Chiefs in the conference.
That's so random, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting next year, I think, because I think there's a lot of teams that are kind of. There's going to be teams that are so much worse than they were this year, and we don't know who they are. And there's going to be teams that are so much better. Like, shout out to Colts. Like, Colts are going to be good. Like, there's
We'll see.
I'm not saying you're going to win a Super Bowl, but I mean, you're going to be better than you were this year because it's another year on. You should be.
You would hope.
Yeah.
However, we've been in a decade of just. Yeah.
Have you been to a championship game?
No, the last one was 2012, 2011. No, that was with Manning. Oh, no, we did. Look, 2014, 2015, we lost. We got absolutely destroyed by the Patriots.
Oh, I think that's not Deflate game.
Yeah, that was, but I think we did. Did we go to the conference game? I'm fairly certain we went to a
Dallas
conference
went to one in
luck.
1996, and that's the last time. And I know that for a fact. It's the longest run in NFC. Not in history, but the current longest streak. That's what I mean. When I saw them picking up the trophy, it's like, God, so much stuff had to happen for you to be the own. And that's what I was saying. Like when I talk about the NFL, is I almost find it easier to take because
2015 with luck.
Because that's 10 years though. I always find the NFL easier to take with losses because it's like I say, one team are going to have the best year, and then most teams are going to not. And watching the Chiefs lose that, I was like, it's not even getting to the Super Bowl. As a fan, I want to get to the Super Bowl, but losing it seems way worse than going out in the wild card. Like when I looked at it, I was like, I don't want to get that close.
And like that as well. Like if it's a close game,
you're just it just sucks. And I was watching it, I was like, God, that is. But it makes it so much easier to take than our football, where it's just like a consistent grind of.
But we get that in certain things like the FA Cup and whatnot.
Yeah, but their whole season is that FA Cup, whereas we got the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Europe, the league, and there's all this other stuff going on. I don't know. It just makes it easier because you go like Dallas didn't have a good season this year, but nor did the Bills.
Yeah,
but the Bills were really good. Dallas were not. Yeah. But we both had just about a season.
Yeah,
because it was down that way. If you get to like the championship game or like win the championship game, Super Bowl, maybe you could go. Well, we got to the Super Bowl. We just need to go one further next year. That's good.
Yeah.
It's so up and down, isn't it? Like there's certain teams, like look at Lions 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Lions 2 years ago. Lions this year. Just last year everyone was excited that they did so well, and then this year they underachieved. And then if you're a Lions fan, you're thinking, oh, was that a blip? So emotionally you get in these weird with Dallas, I'm riding fully on. We were so bad it can't get worse.
Yeah.
But it could easily get worse because it can definitely get worse than what it was this year. I don't know. I think that sport is just funner in that sense. Kind of cut it off. Whereas our football is just
it's much shorter though.
Yeah, true. Do you think last thing on that, Travis Kelce?
I don't think he will now. I think he would have if he won.
because you don't want to do what his brother did, where you lose a Super Bowl and you go, "I'll stay for one more. We have to win it," and then you just go out in the wild card, and you then go, "All right, see you later, everyone."
Yeah, it's tough. I think he can make more money outside, and maybe he is. He definitely looked slower this year, but I feel like that was just
he's still like the best receiver.
It was just his demeanor more than anything this year, that like he wasn't El Travador this year. Like he didn't have that energy to him. He had a weird like bushy haircut all year, and it kind of didn't feel right.
He's Conor McGregor would walk out, but he's not his haircut.
I know. But it's just
I get that point.
Feels like you get.
He does seem a little bit.
Are you at it or are you not at it?
Yeah, I don't know if it is to do with it, but I mean, Taylor Swift.
He's 35. I mean, this guy could do movies.
He's
do what he wants
now.
He's
relaxed.
And I said to Joe, the thing with the NFL is, it's not could they do another season. He could do another season. What he can't do is training camp. He's got to get through.
No,
it's going again and going. Yeah. I have to start at the beginning, unfit, go away from my family for 7 weeks, do a training camp.
It's the whole thing. And playing at the level that you want to play at.
Yeah.
Can you still play at that level? Not just.
They don't talk about it in the NFL not enough, but I think they do in ours. You know, when they talk about like Man City, like running out of steam, because going again and again and again, it's just so hard. Because how do you motivate yourself? I think you saw that in them all year. They just somehow got to the Super Bowl, but they were running on empty. I think they were so mentally
I think so. Yeah.
To be working at that level, you need a down year almost to be like, let's recoup, let's turn over some talent.
And honestly,
I think that's next year.
That still goes back to how good Brady was.
Yeah, it's Matt. He just keep going. He's just like, I'll do another one. But like someone said the other day at halftime of the Atlanta one, he gave up his entire family to the devil. That's how he won. And Pat Mahomes apparently he put Brittany Mahomes up, and they went, no, it's fine.
He couldn't get a first down.
Yeah, he couldn't get a first down out of it. Cashed his chips. That was a horrible thing to say, but I mean, she's also said some really horrible stuff, so I don't really.
It's all in fun.
It is.
It's all in fun.
Yeah,
and it didn't come from our mouth. We didn't.
I didn't come up with it.
We just found it hilarious.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the first part, the sentiment, that's really upsetting. He gave up. That's what. There was almost a joy in his mouth when he was watching Mahomes just kind of throw away when he was just like. I mean, in Inception, you go.
However, he did look so weird in walking out to that Lady Gaga performance.
He's got some long arms.
It almost looked translucent.
Yeah. I mean, that guy is so healthy. It might be unhealthy at this point. Did you see the watch he was wearing as well?
It was
900K
more than half a milli. Yeah. Mate,
that's him just flexing on
one day the peppercorn watch, and we'll get it.
Definitely. And it's actually like the liquid that makes the watch work is actual peppercorn.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
the whole watch is brown. Anyway,
and on that note. We have been the Peppercorn Boys. You can catch us every single week. And give us a like and subscribe.
Ooh.
Do it.
Yeah, just check us out. eBay Wrestling.
Yeah, if you like it.
If you like it.
Say something nice.
Something nice underneath.
Don't say anything mean.
I got one thing to say to Bruno.
Yeah?
Oh, well, what are you going to say?
No.
What are you going to say?
No, what are you going to say?
I want to know what you're going to say.
You, Bruno.